Today I thought we could look at parenting according to God's word in the Bible. I don't know about you, but I find it really challenging parenting in this day and age. There is a lot of tricky situations in terms of the development in technology. I know when I was a kid, the main influence you'd get that people complain about would be sort of films or TV. But now there's technology in their pockets, there's new forms of information coming in that are not necessarily truth and light. I have 2 children and I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect or I've got it all sorted. I definitely don't. And this is why I wanted to share it with you, because I'm hoping it will help me too. It's really good to go back to God's word and just look at all of the advice, because in the Bible there is advice on everything, and that covers parenting too. I've got 2 children, one's 6, one's 11, so I'm negotiating it. I have spent years trying to follow like the modern sort of parenting advice. The issue I found with that is there doesn't seem to be consequences. I think we've got into a state that we don't want to affect their mental health, which makes complete sense, but kids like boundaries. If there isn't any consequences for their actions, then it's really hard for them to define what's right and wrong. And while I don't think it's constructive to try and discipline and teach lessons in the heat of the moment when you're kind of angry or reactive, I think it's really important to take a deep breath, pray about it, and then in a calm way discuss what they've done and have a look and have some sort of repercussion, even if that's taking away some form of technology or whatever it may be. Children are such a precious gift from God, and I feel like the shift has been today. What's quite hard is there's a lot of pressure from parents to bring up children as well as having success, like it's a separate thing, like you're getting your sense of achievement and success from having a job. And I think sometimes now, like if you say that you're a stay-at-home parent, that people will think, oh, but what's, just a stay-at-home parent, when actually that is one of the most important jobs you can do, discipling, leading your children. So if you are one of those stay-at-home parents, amazing. If you're juggling jobs as well, amazing to you. You can do that, because that is so hard, juggling that. And I know a lot of us these days don't have the luxury of being stay-at-home parents because of the financial pressures. But either way, please don't feel that dreaded parent guilt that we all do. Now, I've fallen into the trap before with, it's really hard when you're busy, especially if you are working or whatever, or you're just trying to get the house together, where it's easier for them to have technology. And believe me, I've done it before. The issue is kids these days don't have time for boredom, and actually when they have that time when they are bored, that's a really good thing, because that is when creative thinking happens. They have to think for themselves and they have to have that creative thought process, which helps their brain develop. Where things like technology, scrolling, it doesn't use that creative part of your brain. It's all options. Everything is options. You click it and it's options, and you kind of go into that zombified state. Also, I don't know if you've noticed as well, but there seems to be a real power shift in the home and in the community, where when I was younger, you did respect your elders. I know it's one of those things in my day, but I have noticed a big shift. It's like we're almost where there hasn't been these consequences, for instance in school, where they know teachers aren't even allowed to shout at kids anymore, really, without them getting in trouble. The kids know this, and so it means that they've almost got the power in these situations, and it's not a healthy environment. You do need to do need to respect your elders. You will learn from that, you'll flourish from that. If you honour your father and your mother, things will go well for you and you will have a long life on earth. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Rather, bring them up with discipline and instruction that comes from the Lord. Now, I think that's fathers and mothers. In terms of discipline, I do struggle with this one. If you've got anything from me, I am quite a soft touch. I find it very easy in terms of showing love and trying to build them up, but I do struggle with the discipline side of things. So I am definitely working on it. I'm praying for wisdom and to know how to put clear, concise rules in, because obviously I want them to be good humans. I want them to treat people with love and respect, so we need that discipline so they can learn from any mistakes. And also, as it says in the Bible, you will reap what you sow. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. So when they're talking about sowing, they're talking about what you're planting. So are your seeds good? So if you're doing kind and lovely things, you're kind of investing and you're sowing kind and lovely things, and in return you'll get fruits that are kind and lovely. Vice versa, if you're doing bad things, treating people badly, then you'll get that back. In terms of the bit where it says God cannot be mocked, the Greek word translated mocked means to snub or thumb your nose at someone. You can do that to a person, but not to God. You might be able to fool a lot of people, but you can't fool God. Another thing that can be a challenge for us all, no judgment here, is trying to model the good behaviour. I mean, it's one thing trying to teach these kind of morals from a biblical perspective, but we need to model it ourselves, don't we? So it is really important to watch how we speak about people, and just trying to model that, you know, godly life. We want to reflect Jesus, don't we? We want to be like Jesus. And I think especially young children, they learn a lot from you, not just from what you tell them. I feel like the majority of what they learn is watching you and how you act, how you interact with people. So it's always worth watching how you're treating other people. And anyways, we talked about sowing. We want to do that anyway. We want to sow fruits of goodness and life and joy. I find the whole technology thing really quite stressful with kids. I try and keep kind of tablets and things away. My girl is a lot easier. She loves reading. My son has always been drawn to technology, and I'm very aware that obviously you don't want them to be, you know, technology illiterate. We are living in a very technological age. My dad is a computer programmer, so I understand this. But the problem is, like, my boy loves YouTube, and I try and take the tablets away, and then he'll go down early in the morning. He's worked out how to turn the TV, and you can turn the YouTube on from there, and it's just obviously really hard to police what they're you know, what they're watching, what they're dwelling on. Try not to put loads of pressure on yourself. Obviously your first port of call is praying for protection over their minds as well, just the protection of Jesus over their minds. And as well as the importance of discipline, it's also vital that we keep reminding them how much we love them, how much we treasure them. I think we've got so many things to juggle, and you can tell them, but it's easy for, as a kid, just to, I don't know, I think when you are told off, sometimes you've got the risk of thinking it's coming from a place of, oh, my parents aren't happy with me, they're not proud of me. It's important to say to them that the love is unconditional. It doesn't matter what they do, it's not going to change the fact that you love them. And the whole reason that you're trying to teach them these good ways is because you love them and you're proud of them for just trying their best. You know, the good kind of pride, not the pride that leads to a fall. That you're proud of all the hard work and how they treat other people and their kindness. I'm sure there's loads of other things we can share, but I don't want to overwhelm you with all this information. The big takeaway is you've watched this, so that's telling me that you want to invest time into your children. You obviously love them, and I just want to encourage you. God will be there with you. He will help you and support you. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing and sharing and all that stuff. I pray that it helps you and encourages you, and then if I learn anything else I will be sure to share it. It's definitely a journey and it has a lot of challenges along the way. You know, as they say, it's one of the hardest jobs you can do, parenting. But sending you lots of love. Bye.